Good afternoon, good morning, whenever you're watching the video. Welcome to the Bears Huddle podcast with me, your host, Owen James. This is the channel that brings you your latest on your Chicago Bears, guys. This is the UK. I'm on the wrong side of the pond. Yes, the wrong side of the pond. Bringing you all the latest on the Bears, guys. We are giving you a UK take on everything going on over there in the NFL, guys. Hopefully you enjoy the content. Hopefully you get into it, and obviously we can start to build a fan community here. So that would be interesting to give, obviously, the English take on what's going on over there. So we're going to look at the NFL draft. We're going to look at running back today, position of running back, obviously a position of need for the Chicago Bears. You look at, obviously, our depth chart going into this draft. Andre Swift is, obviously, the RB1, backed up by Roshan Johnson, Travis Homer, and Ian Wheeler. But I think there is a real need to go out there and get a quality running back. And what I think one of the great things about this NFL draft, this 2025 NFL draft, is this draft class is absolutely loaded at the running back position. There are some absolute superstars and some absolute quality in this running back class. I mean, no doubt as to who is RB1 in this NFL draft. That is Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. By far and away clear of Amarian Hampton in second. I mean, look, Jeanty he's a generational player. I think he'll be someone who comes up and goes on to have a massive impact in the NFL. Someone who I think could be offensively changing for whoever ends up getting him. Now, look, I think the Bears will be interested in Jeanty. It all depends, obviously, on what happens ahead of them in the draft, picking 10th this year. I mean, the issue, of course, is I think there's a number of teams above the Bears who will be very, very much interested in taking Ashton Jeanty in this draft. I mean, the lad is just absolute quality. He's absolute quality. He ran a 4.42 40. He's 5'8". He's 211 pounds. He's rated 92.5 out of 100 in the draft rating. He is 90% rushing rating, 90% at beating tackles, 61% receiving. Perhaps receiving is a bit of his downside, but still very, very good. 48% pass blocking and 56% run blocking. But I don't think you're going to be putting Ashton Jeanty in as a pass blocker or a run blocker. If you're going to be putting him in, you're going to be putting him in to run the football. In terms of what you would compare him with in the NFL, I suppose someone like TJ Spears or Travis Etienne or Kenneth Walker III. This is a player who could come in and really, really change an offense with his quality. I mean, his strengths are there for all to see. I mean, he's got elite contact balance. He sheds tackles with ease, maintains momentum through traffic. He's got elite vision and anticipation, consistently finds and exploits gaps before they fully even materialize. He's got short and long speed. He's got the ability to take it to the house. He is an absolute game breaker. He's slightly undersized, I suppose, for a prototype NFL running back at 5'8", 211. But I think the issue, obviously, with him is the fact that I think you look ahead of the Bears in the draft. People like the Raiders will be looking at this kid. I think they will be obviously at number 6. They're looking for offensive game changers. The Saints, even to some degree, looking at him in this draft. I think there's a number of teams ahead of the Bears who could really look at Jeanty as an option. I think if he does fall, I think if he is there at 10, then there is a real chance the Bears take him, because he is, I think, a franchise-changing type player. I mean, you give him as a weapon to Caleb Williams, and it could make a huge difference to this Bears offense. It really could. But if Jeanty isn't there at 10, there are a number of other options, I think, that are very, very good quality. Amarian Hampton, Caleb Johnson, both very good running backs. Iowa, Caleb Johnson, of course, and Amarian Hampton, who is another very good option. I mean, most years you'd be looking at Amarian Hampton being the top option, but I think obviously with a generational talent like Ashton Jeanty, you are obviously just seeing Hampton as a second man. I mean, you look at their ratings. I mean, Jeanty's rated 92.5 by Draft Buzz. Amarian Hampton 87.3, a big difference there. Caleb Johnson 86.4. There's also Trayvon Henderson as well, from the Ohio State. He's another quality running back. But even if you go down that list, Dylan Sampson, Kinshawn Judkins, Devon Neal, Cam Scatterbo. Cam Scatterbo is a proper beast of a running back. I mean, he's up there actually with Jeanty in terms of tackle shed and beating men. His ratings are up there. He's a lot bigger guy, Scatterbo. I think, as well, he would be someone you wouldn't take in the first round, though. Scatterbo possibly a third round option there. I've seen him go as low as third in a lot of mock drafts. But, you look at his stats from last year: 1,711 yards rushing, average 5.8 yards per carry, 21 rushing TDs, 45 receptions for 605 yards. Rate 83.5 out of 100. 91% rushing. He is a very, very talented player. 80% breaking tackles, 73% receiving, 39% for pass blocking, and 51% for run blocking. Scatterbo is a big guy. There's Jordan James as well, Brashard Smith, LaQuint Allen, and Trevor Etienne. That's your top 12. Trevor Etienne, obviously the brother of Travis Etienne, the Jacksonville Jaguar. But, you look at that list, and I think there is a real chance that the Bears will look to take someone in the first to third rounds. Obviously, I think first round, it's going to be just Ashton Jeanty. If he's not there, then you're looking at possibly second and third rounds. The likes of, obviously, Amarian Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Trayvon Henderson. They're the top guys in this draft. And I think, real positional changing quality players. Amarian Hampton, as a player, is a quality player. He's from out of NC State. He's a workhorse back. He is 221 pounds, so 10 pounds heavier than Jeanty. He is 6 foot, so a bit bigger, much more a prototype NFL running back. He ran a 4.46 40, so a naturally quick guy. Rated 87.3 out of 100 by DraftBuzz. 92% rushing grade, 94% at breaking tackles, 70% receiving, 52% pass blocking, 57% run blocking. I mean, you could almost argue that Amarian Hampton is a more rounded running back than Jeanty, obviously, but Jeanty, like I said, does have that elite level ability to go through gaps, to beat players, to shed off tackles, and to take it to the house. Amarian Hampton is someone who obviously rated second. Again, you'd be looking at possibly a second round pick on Hampton, or even a late first, depending on the needs of players. I mean, I think realistically, the Bears are not going to take him at 10. This would be a guy that if he was there with the second round pick, that could well be an option. I suppose liken him to Tank Bigsby, Zach Charbonnet, Brian Robinson Jr. These are the guys you would liken this guy to. He's a violent rusher who consistently falls forward through contact, showing exceptional leg drive and core strength to push the pile an extra 2 to 3 yards. So a big physical guy, someone who would perhaps do well in the NFC North. The big physical bloodbath of a division that it often is. Natural feel for pressing the line and getting skinny through tight creases, despite his imposing frame, showing a surprisingly lateral agility for his size. Runs with outstanding pad level and leverage, generating power for his lower half while maintaining excellent balance through traffic. He also has an elite burst through gaps. A very good option. Now, Caleb Johnson is someone who has featured very highly on the Bears' radar. A very, very talented player. He's 6'1", 224 pounds, out of Iowa. Again, ran a 4.57 40, so a little bit slower than Hampton and Jeanty, but these are the top 3 guys. 1,537 rushing yards in his final year with Iowa State. 6.4 average, 21 rushing TDs, 22 receptions for 188 yards. Not really a big receiver of the ball, more a runner. So he would not be someone you'd be, I think, factoring into your passing game. In terms of his actual stat, 86.4 out of 100 by NFL DraftBuzz, has an 86% rushing grade, 91% at breaking tackles, 65% receiving, 44% pass blocking, 60% at run blocking. Positional grade is 3. Again, you'd liken him to Isaiah Spiller, Zachandre White, Zach Charbonnet as well. Another talented man. Has a masterful tempo behind the line, presses holes and gaps exceptionally well, has explosive strength to go and speed to go through gaps, and is decisive in his actions. Has devastating stop and go powers as well for a back his size. Even has the ability to take it to the house as well. Was a guy who against Minnesota had 3 scores, including a 49-yarder all the way to the house. Natural lean forward guy who can gain 2 to 3 yards extra when he is tackled. Big physical guy. Has good vision, reads the game and anticipates the game very, very well indeed. These are top options in the draft this year. And like I said to you, there are a number of options. And I think, this class, if the Bears are truly looking to draft a running back, which I do believe they will be in this draft class goes very, very deep. And there's a lot of options to take there, whether that be obviously first round. I think, again, you're looking at Jeanty, picking at 10, that is it. You're not going to take as good as they are, Marion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Trayvon Henderson in the first round. I think it was, I can't remember the guy's name, the ex-Jacksonville Jaguars running back, I can't remember the guy's name. He drafted, I think it was Trayvon Henderson to the Bears at 10. I can't see that happening. I think, a lot of these guys, Hampton, Johnson and Henderson, you're looking at second round guys after someone else in the first. There are a number of very talented options. Obviously, depends where, where the Bears want to go in this first round, whether that be on the offensive line with someone like an Armand Membu, if he drops to 10, whether they want to go for a superstar linebacker like a Walker, or even someone like, for example, a Jihad Campbell, or whether even you're looking at an edge rusher like Mykeel Williams, or someone of that category. It's all up in the air, but there is a lot of very good options to strengthen this team in this NFL draft. Guys, I'd like to know your thoughts on the running backs. Who of these would you take? Who is a good option for you? Thank you for watching the first ever video here on the Bears Huddle podcast. Please obviously smash that sub, ring that notification bell, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back to speak to you very soon here on the Bears Huddle podcast. Let's bear down.